The Guru is live.
Good morning. Another great day in real estate. And we're talking today about pets, chickens, livestock, all the animals that you love in your life. And others are thinking, why did you bring a chicken to my neighborhood? Why did you bring a goat to my neighborhood? And by the way, can you bring one to the neighborhood? Nobody's a bigger animal advocate than I am. I love my animals. I have a little farm out here in Corbin, Oregon area. Love everything out here on the farm, but not everybody feels the same way about your animals as you do. And we're going to take this apart and show you how you can do a specialty build out of your business in real estate using animals. We'll take this apart right after this.
So, Rod, how can a cup of coffee improve my career in real estate?
Well, one cup of coffee is how we start our mornings, and it's not a stranger in real estate. We have coffee with our clients all the time. Even bigger than that, we can sit down with one cup of coffee, talk about your goals, make your business bigger, and push you to heights that you can't even believe.
That's right. And I'll tell you, working for Rod and I, you can be pushed because he's a workhorse.
I love real estate, and I want to share my passion with building your career in real estate as soon as we can pour the next cup of coffee.
So how about a cup of coffee with us?
I look forward to having a cup of coffee with you and having a discussion of a career change as soon as possible.
Thank you. The Guru is back.
All right, grab your cup of coffee this morning. We're talking pets, and I know a lot of you out there are pet lovers like I am. By the way, sipping my Black Rifle Coffee Company coffee this morning, and it's made in the espresso style. Loving it. All right, so pets. Pets are fun. That's why we have them. We love our pets. And you've got to know this as an agent building your practice. If you show up to the house and they introduce you to the family, and the family includes the pets, and it includes their dog Rover and their cat Suspicious, whatever the cat's name is, you've got to note that. You've got to remember it. They are introducing you to the family. And the pets become family. They're fun and they're family. So when you are introduced to the family, number one, you've got to remember your clients' names. Do whatever you have to. Put it on your hand. Put it in a notepad. Put it in your phone. Do something to remember it. The children, next, you've got to remember the names of the children. You will advance your ability to grow your business exponentially faster by remembering the names of the family and the family's pets. All of a sudden, you become one of them because you know the names of the pets. Now, let's be clear. Always ask before you give their pet a treat. They might be on a special diet. They may not want you feeding the pet, but knowing their name is critical to getting to know these people and getting a referral later. Because remember, we're always fighting for the referral business. Well, now let's go over some legal doctrines on pets here real quick before we jump deep into the pets and the ordinances and all that kind of thing. So, legal doctrines on pets. There are many states that are similar to Oregon, but you've got to check the laws of your particular state. Lots of them have what we call the one bite rule. And everybody says, well, what is the one bite rule? How does that work? Does that mean I get to walk scot-free? Not necessarily. So you've got your domesticated animal. And legally, how many domesticated animals are there? There are two. I know your pet cow seems so domesticated. Your pet bull seems so you raised it from a baby, and now it follows you around like a friend. But there are only officially two domesticated animals, and that is a dog and a cat. And I know you can love your skunk, You can love your possum. You can love your weasel. And all these animals are so wonderful. Your chinchilla, you can love it. But they're not considered domesticated animals. So there's extra liability that go along with all animals that are not domesticated. You've got to know that, because when people are taking their animals around, there's extra liability that comes along. But if you got the domesticated ones, there's likely the one bite rule. And how that works is you introduce your dog Rover to your best friend, or excuse me, to a friend, and Rover bites them. Now, Rover's forbidden. Anybody never done anything? There's nothing on record for Rover. Well, you don't walk scot-free. It's still your pet. You're going to have to pay for the medical damages if there are any. Now, that goes on record. If it's reported and goes on record, you've got this one bite. That's the one bite you get. You still had to pay the medical. You just didn't owe further liability on negligence. You're stopping the process from being sued further in the states that allow that. So now the second time Rover bites, you have been put on notice that Rover might bite somebody, and now you can be sued even deeper. There's negligence problems, and it gets much more complicated at that point. All right, so pets are part of the family. You've got to know that pets are part of the family, and people love their pets. They will do almost anything for their pet. Pets are cute. Loving pets are easy because they are cute. People will have chinchillas or mice, or just name the kind of animal. And people have had it, birds of all kinds, and people can be scared of these animals. So when you go on showings, is it okay? Here's a big question. Is it okay to take all these animals with you when you're taking your buyers out for showings? And the answer is absolutely no. You can't do that. Now, you all know I'm blind. I have a guide dog. And my guide dog is absolutely wonderful. But there's even a problem with my guide dog. My guide dog can't go in a house if they don't want him in there. And I know people say all the time, well, this is an ADA thing. Right, but that's a private residence. That's not a professional business. And in a professional business, I can take him anywhere. I can take him to restaurants, professional businesses, even my medical appointments. I take him everywhere with me. He goes 100% of the places with me. He is my guide. But that doesn't stop people from saying, I don't want your guide dog to come in my private house. The dog can be, because there could be good reasons. They may have other pets that are scared of him. He's not going to do anything about it. He just lays there. But the other pets that they may have inside their house don't know that. So even an official service animal has their limits when it comes to private residences. Knowing that pets are cute, knowing how attractive and adorable they really are, is this wonderful component, because you can go around and brag on them and you can act like you're talking to them, but always remember it's their pet, and that doesn't come along with the showings. And people will get a little weird on this. You have to have the conversation in advance. Remember, we're talking about growing your business sustainably in the best possible way that we can to get you to a 6-digit income right away. And to get you to a 6-digit income, you can't be bringing pets into all your showings. It doesn't work. Pets have to have special permissions, and problems will happen when they bring the pet parrot in and the house has a bunch of cats. You can just see the problem happening. I don't even know who's going to win. I don't know what's going to happen between the parrot and the cats, but it's probably going to be bad. So you don't want that kind of problem. What you want are great relationships. So advising your client up front. reminded your dog Rover is so wonderful. Your cat is so cute. These are wonderful animals. Let's find a place that they can be while we go on a tour of homes. And that place might be the car. We have to be cautious because, a lot of showings happen during nice weather. It can get too hot in the car right away. I'm very cautious when it comes to pets being in a car because the car ends up being this heat box. It's terrible on pets. So we want to be very cautious on the car and that kind of atmosphere. And by the way, other people are always watching. Not that it matters, because we want to do ethical treatment of our animals no matter what's happening. But always be aware others are absolutely watching you and your pets and what's going on. And when you're going into homes and you think, well, this house, the people are gone right now, I'll just let the people bring in their parade of animals. There are cameras everywhere. You don't want to be doing this, and not just because you'll get caught, because it's not the right thing to do. You don't own the home. You're going on a tour of homes to show your clients the home, not to allow Rover to sniff around the home. Again, even with my guide dog, I say to them, is it okay if I bring my guide dog? And there have been a couple times that people have said, I'm sorry, we can't have that. And there's always has, at least to this point, always been a good reason for it. Okay, so what do you do now? So they have the family you're representing has a bunch of pets. In fact, statistically, 67% of the homes in America have pets. 67% of the homes in America have a pet. That's huge. 67%. And often it's more than one, by the way. This number exponentially gets larger when you start looking at how many pets. But just looking at dogs in isolation. One of the most popular pets of all time. 53% of households in America have at least one dog. 53. That's over half. That's 53% of households in America have at least one dog. This is huge. You are likely to be walking into a household that has pets. Now, if you're the listing agent, let's back this up a little. We've been talking a lot about buyers, building your business through buyers. But you might be the listing agent. Let me take a sip of my coffee here real quick. Okay. You might be the listing agent, and your people have dogs. They have pets. They have cats. Sitting down and having this conversation with them on how you are not going to leave $1 on the table, and but that process is manyfold. One part of that process is, what are we going to plan to do with the pets? I guarantee you, here's how the conversation is always going to start out. Oh, don't worry about it. Rover is wonderful. He's never hurt anybody, and we'll just let him be in the house because he's the best dog ever. Oh, and our cat will just leave him in the bedroom. He hides under the bed, and it'll be fine. Well, you have to take the conversation at least one step further. And that next step is, stop. The people coming in don't know Rover. They might be afraid of Rover. They might be afraid of the cat. The cat might be afraid of them and run out the door. So let's take the next step. Maybe we get a kennel. Kennel them just for a short period of time. I know, it breaks all of our hearts. Those of us that are dog lovers, cat lovers, pet lovers, and there's a lot of us, to put our animal in a kennel, it nearly breaks our heart because we feel like, we have. But think about this. You are protecting the animal from the people that are coming that might be afraid of them. or the cat or dog might be afraid the other way around and run out the door. I've opened doors, not even aware there's a cat on the inside, and the cat is waiting at the door. Just fly out the door. Call up the listing agent and say, hey, there was a cat, and they say right away, you didn't let that cat out, did you? I opened the door and the cat was the first thing that came flying out. By the way, I would love it if you like the show and tell me your pet stories. I would love to hear your pet stories. What has happened to you with pets? Have you had cats run out the door, dogs run out the door? There's nothing worse than chasing a pet that you don't even know down the road while your clients are waiting to go on a tour. And here you are chasing this and you don't even know its name. And you're chasing this animal all over the place because you just figure, I guess I let it out by opening the door. And I wasn't even aware that the pet was on the inside. Okay, so when you set up the appointments, always ask, are there pets? It's one of my standard questions I ask is, I don't see any notification of pets, but are there any pets in this house? That's a good thing to, and yet, if they don't put you on notice for it, it doesn't mean there's not a pet. It might mean that the people are leaving with the pet. Now, if you are the listing agent, you want to make sure you have advised the owner of the home to have the house cleaned to get rid of at least most of the pet smells, because pet smells are notorious for getting a lower offer. Even in the hottest market we've had in over 30 years, it is notorious for getting a lower offer because they feel like pet dander, there might be pet pee, there's pet damage, there's pet smell. I'm giving them a lower offer because I'm going to have to clean this up. It may not be true at all that there's any pet pee or things like this going on. It might just be the natural smell because pets do come with the smell. I get it. I have a guide dog. I have other pets. I have barn animals. They all come with a smell. And a lot of that smell you're not getting rid of. It's natural to the animal itself. But you can have the house cleaned. You can put scents in the house itself. You can cook an apple pie. You can do something else to cover the scent. You can do something, but just know this. Knowing that there's a pet in the house, that there's a pet smell is there. You can see the food and the water and the floor where they water themselves and get their food at food time. These elements are left in view, puts the buyer on notice there's pets in the house. I always say to the owner, pick everything up prior to leaving so there are less ideas that pets are around in this home. And that doesn't mean that the buyer is anti-pet. They probably have pets of their own. Remember, 53% of households have at least one dog. 67% of households have pets. The likelihood is they have pets, but it's their pet, and people feel differently about their own pet. All right, let's slow this down for a second. Take a sip of coffee. It is springtime, and we are building your business bigger than ever before. Imagine, what would it look like if you had all the business you wanted to have? Think about this for a second. What if you had a constant flow of clients coming in? What if you had a constant repeat business in just a few years, and all of your business was coming from referral basis? How would that feel different? Take a minute and think about this. Referral business is always considered the easiest business you'll ever have because you already have the built-in relationship with the client. They are doing the work for you by referring you to their friends. This is huge. This is exactly what you've got to fight for. Take a minute and like the show. It makes my day for you to like the show, but bigger than that, take a minute and give me a comment. What can we do next to help build your business and get you as rapidly as possible to a six-figure income? Now, before you even ask the question, can we get you to a six-figure income? Absolutely. We have the method to do it. Right down here in the banner, straight down here, is our Kickstarter course, which takes you to our Kickstarter course and takes you over to our one-on-one coaching programs. All of this is 100% money-back guarantee. We can easily offer 100% money-back guarantee because we know it works. We know if you follow the guidelines of building your business and you do the actions, you will build your business. You will be full-time in the business. There is no doubt about it. All right. Getting back over to our pet stuff. Thank you so much for hitting the like button. Thank you for your comments. It's awesome. I love it, and I get back to everybody. All right. So what qualifies, as a pet? Are there qualifying factors that bring us to say this is a pet? Well, I told you there's only 2 domestic pets in America. That's all it's recognized under the code. That's dogs and cats. But there's other things like a goat. I had a goat a few years ago that would simply follow me around like a pet dog. If you've had a goat like this, put it in the comments. Or how about a chicken? Have you had a chicken that would just follow you around? My wife has had chickens that would follow her around like any other pet. She would be out working in the yard, and the chicken was just right there and right beside her. It's just amazing. And I wouldn't have thought a chicken would do it. But I'd love to hear your pet stories. So what qualifies as a pet is not an exact science, but certainly what qualifies to you as a pet may not be a pet to someone else. It might be very, very different. So chickens have become kind of a rage. People think about, I'm going to be in the city and I'm going to have chickens. That's terrific. By the way, I have chickens. They're wonderful. The farm fresh eggs, all that you get from them. But I am on a farm. I'm not in the city. And people in the city often, my brother had chickens right there in the city. But there can be problems because there are laws, ordinances. Municipalities can have laws and ordinances, and you can have CC&Rs in an HOA environment. That's a lot. That's really a lot. And the most common ruling that you have is you can have 2 or 3 chickens that lay eggs, hens that is, and you can't have any roosters. Now, I will tell you, it upsets me a little bit because I have chickens. And the girls go around. I'd like to hear your comments on this. The girls go around all day long cackling and doing their egg laying thing. They make ultimately as much noise as the rooster. The rooster goes around strutting and cock-a-doodle-doos. He crows a few times a day, and he's done. Well, the girls go around scratching and cackling the whole day. So, but they are the ones that the hens lay the eggs, not the roosters. Just to be clear on this. And a lot of ordinances out there limit your ability to have chickens. Now, if you know your buyer wants to have some chickens and they're buying something in suburbia, you need to go and check the ordinances. You may have to pull the CC&Rs and the HOAs and look at the rulings and see, are they allowed? Because you want a furious client on your hands. Have someone who said they want to have a chicken. They get in there and lo and behold, the rule says they can't have one. You have You have broken the relationship. They made it clear to you they wanted this, and now they can't have it. Particularly, they may already have a chicken, and they want to bring it with them, and now the ordinance says they can't have one. This is trouble brewing. Absolutely trouble brewing for you, because you're not going to get a referral from this person. They're going to feel like that you did not hear them completely in the process. You can't just sit back and say it's their problem, they own the house. It's your problem, because you're not going to get referral business by someone who's angry at you. I hate to be that straight about it today, but I'm here to build your business and get you to 6 figures and put you as a top agent. And how we're going to do that is by building your relationship. And you need to understand who family is, and that family includes pets. It always includes their pets. You get to know me and my family, and you don't know that our little dog Louie, a half Bichon, half Maltese, is connected to my wife. They are bonded together. My wife would probably make fun of me for saying that, but they are bonded together like crazy. He's a little 10-pounder and cute as ever. But wow, they go together. They are together. And if you have met us and don't remember Louie, there's a problem. There's a problem with that relationship, because you get introduced to Louie when you're introduced to Karen. Okay. One more sip of coffee there. Pets are a critical part of growing our business, because 67% of America has them. It's critical to our business. It's critical for you to understand the ordinances in your area, and it's critical for you to understand there is liability that comes along. Now, I got to mention this, by the way. You go out to, and you don't have to be on a farm, but particularly farms. Any place you go, if you go through a gate that has the little flipper down, it's locked, in place, not padlocked, but it's locked. When you go through it, lock the gate back up. There might be a good reason. You may not see the dog. You may not see the goat. You may not see the sheep, but there easily could be one in that yard somewhere. So when you go through a gate, turn around, lock, don't leave it wide open. It's a huge mistake to go around leaving gates open. Always close gates and doors that when you got there, that's the condition they were in. You absolutely want this to be done, is return the gate to the position that it was already in. All right. Building relationships, building your business is the number one thing that we do. Putting your business on top is exactly what we go after every single day. I want to build your business and put you on top. I want to build your business larger than you could have ever imagined it to be. You took time when you got licensed. You took time to get into real estate. You've taken time to follow the markets. Don't you think you deserve a great career to go along with it? Of course you do. I know that you do. And we're here to build it with you every single day. This is Real Estate Daily. I'm your real estate guru, and I'll be talking to you about building your business tomorrow.